Gwen?
Yes. We decided where to live, but as everyone knows, Colorado, but now we're having a really hard time not necessarily finding a place to live, but deciding how to live this next year. And so originally we were like, we're just going to rent a place for a year. And then you kind of backpedaled a little, and now I'm kind of convinced that maybe we should just rent for a month or two and try to look for a place to buy. And so we're very conflicted. Can you kind of weigh the pros and cons of...
I think the issue is here's the thing. So we're selling all the furniture from our house. We're going into a new place. It's very challenging to find a 3-bedroom Airbnb.
And we want a 3-bedroom because we want our parents to be able to come visit easily.
It's even hard to find a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
There's plenty of empty 3-bedroom houses that are reasonably priced, like $3,000 to $3,500 a month, but we don't have any furniture.
But you can rent furniture. I've been looking into some, like, you can rent furniture for a couple $100s a month. And we are keeping our beds, so we do have some furniture that we're bringing with us.
But it's a little bit of like a puzzle of, okay, we have beds that we could put somewhere, but what if we don't want to sign a 1-year lease because we may find something in 3 months that we want to move into. We might want that flexibility.
Yep.
We also can't really do the Airbnb thing because those are only 2 bedrooms, so if guests are coming, it becomes much harder to accommodate them. So those are kind of the things that we are juggling right now. Would you say? And which way are you? What if you had to choose right now? What would you do?
Yesterday, I was fully on board. I really wanted to do an apartment complex, but those are like a condo, townhouse type of thing. But those are only 2 bedrooms. But the thing I liked about them were there was like a pool for Stanley to play in, and a workout facility. So like if the smoke gets bad or the snow gets bad, I'll have a treadmill and I'll have a gym there, so I won't have to like bring all my gym equipment. And like that's a huge thing for me to not have to drive somewhere to go to a gym. And so that's what I would have said yesterday. But then today, I'm kind of like, well, because we can't really do that for 3 months, then I'm like, well, then do we just do an Airbnb for a couple months and buy a place? I don't know.
I mean, I found what I thought was a beautiful Airbnb. It's a 2-bedroom. It's a 14-minute drive to Stanley's school, which is the only problem. Like, there's a bunch of rentals that are all within, I mean, way less than a kilometer of Stanley's school, but we'd have to furnish them, and we'd have to make a 1-year commitment out of it.
Yeah, and we don't. I think, originally what we wanted to do in a dream world was rent for a month here or rent for a month there and kind of hop around. I don't know if that will get difficult on Stanley, having to keep switching places. And I also don't know, maybe we can find out which neighborhood we want to be in without having to do that.
It's funny though, I've talked to quite a few friends.
Oh, what do they say?
And they were like, you guys have lived in so many different Airbnbs.
Yeah.
You've hopscotched and jumped around all over the world. They're like, whatever you got to do for a few months, you'll be fine. They go, just try.
It's not a big deal. I think that the biggest issue that's different now is Stanley. But I mean, I guess like when we go to, even these past 4 years with Stan, we've gone to camps here and there for a month or two. I know that it'll be fine either way. I think, and like I said, like there's stuff available. We just need to decide what we want to do. And I just don't know what the right call is. We don't want to be locked into a 12-month lease. But we also...
So what are we looking for? So we're curious just what advice they would give. Do we rent for a year? Do we Airbnb? Or do we rent for as little time as possible and just try and buy a house as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
Those are kind of the 3 options.
Yeah, I think the issue with the house rentals for the year, what I'm finding is, people are reaching out and saying, oh, you could rent this house. But a lot of them, they're very strict about how long they need to be. And there's a couple people that are saying, we just bought a house and now we have 9 months left on our lease and we can't get rid of it and we can't get anybody to fill it. So I don't want to be in that situation if we decide to buy. And I think originally you were totally like, we're not even going to look to buy in the first year. And now that's kind of back on the table.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then, it's also, okay, we have to think about we are bringing the beds and some other things. Are we just going to pay for that storage, or is it easier to just get a house, furnish it ourselves, have all the stuff there? I don't know, and not even look at a house to buy.
Right. Because if we do an Airbnb, the bike storage isn't going to be quite as good.
We don't know. And so that's kind of my highest priority right now. Every day I wake up and say I want to find a place that we're going to stay. But what I really need to say is we need to decide, do we want to do Airbnb month to month for 3 or 4 months and look for a place to buy, or do we want to rent a place for a year? We don't know. So we're opening it up to the random people out there in the world.
We'd like your guys' thoughts on that.